my online mentor challenged me and others to create one video per day. Well, we will see how that goes. There is one thing that successful content creators do completely differently than unsuccessful content creators. In this video, I'm also talking about this book. It's a bestseller, The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. Well, because there is an internal enemy that prevents most people, me included, from being creative, from launching that business, doing that hobby, from doing that creative thing that you always wanted to do. It could be launching an online business. And yeah, so this book is really written for all kinds of people, but also aspiring entrepreneurs and aspiring busy professionals that want to start online or do anything, new thing, and create things that require a little bit of creativity. So maybe when you are just starting to create a new social media channel or launching a new product or just creating a new content for your social media channel, you could be experiencing a lot of pushback. It looks like this. You get like self-criticism, the thought of, am I good enough? Do I have enough value to share with other people? You get like self-doubt, self-criticism, and a lot of pushback. So the author of this book calls that the resistance. But something great and beautiful about this is when you feel the most resistance for something, that actually means that you love that thing. So if you are really procrastinating a lot to do something, it doesn't mean that you don't like what you want to create and what you are procrastinating on. It actually means that you love it a lot. And yeah, but sometimes like perfectionism and a lot of things come to disturb us from creating the content that we need and that we know that we have to create to be able to be successful. So this is a very big secret and key. I know a lot of entrepreneurs that got a lot of value from this book, and by the challenge of my online and our online for a few of you that are watching, our online mentor challenged us, instead of doing one video per week, why not do one video a day? So because one question she gave us was this, something like this: if I knew my success is certain, is 100% certain, what would I be willing to do differently in my business today? So would that mean maybe that if you knew that if you post every week, you get like $1,000? What would that mean if you knew that if you post one video per day, you maybe would earn $1,000 per day? So if you knew your success is certain, what would you be willing to do differently in your business today? So this is a challenge. The more content you create, the more views you can get, and also the more people that would be interested in your business. So that's why it's very smart to create more and more content on social media. Content creation and content publishing is just free. It only requires your time, etc. But the social media channels are free. I'm doing it on YouTube. Other people would be doing it on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, or other social media channels. I'm choosing YouTube for its long-term reach. So if your video is very valuable, then it won't like finish off in 1 week of reach, but it will continue gathering reach over time. Back to the topic, resistance. You could be experiencing a lot of resistance to shoot your first or next video or next content for your social media channel, or even getting a lot of resistance to even create your new YouTube channel or Instagram channel, etc., etc. What the author says is, well, most of us have two lives: the life we live and the unlived life within us. Yeah, between the two type of lives, the life we live and the unlived life, like our dreams, between those two lays and stands resistance. Resistance is the enemy. So it's like, some people call it maybe the devil, other people call it like a low vibration, or like entropy. Entropy, if you look, entropy's definition is like, it says like, entropy is a measure of disorder in a system, and it reflects a natural tendency of energy to disperse and systems to evolve, going from order to disorder. Yeah, so a lot of things wants to go from order to disorder, so it's much harder to go from something that is low in vibration to something that is higher in vibration. So that's why you will encounter also like resistance in almost everything that you do. Story. In all the years that I was teaching guitar, I got a lot of students that wanted to learn to play the guitar, but the resistance held them back. And even when they were practicing at home, they had the resistance of, like, in their head, they would be very, very self-conscious, and they would tell me, at home, I don't want to make too much noise, and that my neighbors won't hear the sound of the melodies I'm practicing, or the songs I'm practicing, or the mistakes I'm making. So all those things held them back a lot. But even myself, there is like a fight, a resistance that wants to hold my voice and my expression back. So all these days I was trying to create content, but every time I'm trying to record, I'm getting like, okay, but do I have enough information? You get like perfectionism also is a thing, and a lot of other things come to disturb you from creating that content and sharing it with other people that can benefit from it. Resistance fills your head with self-doubt. If you dream of writing a book, resistance will convince you that you have nothing to say. If you dream of being a creative freelancer, resistance will convince you that you are not talented enough to do that, or to create that business, or to become a successful or creative freelancer. If you dream of launching an innovative digital business or regular business, resistance will tell you that you have too much to lose. So resistance will always try to keep you at your current state or stage. It doesn't want you to make any tiny risk, to feel any kind of discomfort, because it wants to just hold you down. That's why I myself too, encounter the most resistance when you're trying to push through and create something new, bring something new into this world. But we are called as creators, made by our Creator, by God, to be creating. So if you're not creating, what are you doing? That's why YouTube also call its content makers content creators. So YouTube calls us YouTube creators. So because you're creating content on a YouTube for the YouTube algorithm and the YouTube users. So they're called the YouTube creators. So we get a lot of resistance, and that's what we are talking about today, and also how to overcome it. So I will read a few passages from this book. It's very, very, very insightful. And it says, the following is a list in no particular order of those activities that most commonly elicit resistance. The pursuit of any calling in writing, painting, music, film, dance, or any creative art, however marginal or unconventional. Number 2, the launching of any entrepreneurial venture or enterprise, for profit or otherwise. Number 3, any diet or health regimen. Number 4, any program of spiritual advancement. 5, any activity whose aim is tighter abdominals. Number 6, any course or program designed to overcome an unwholesome habit or addiction. Number 7, education of every kind. You will encounter resistance in. Number 8, any act of political, moral, or ethical courage, including the decision to change for the better some unworthy pattern of thought or conduct in ourselves. This is page 5, and the next page it says, number 9, the undertaking of any enterprise or any endeavor whose aim is to help others. You see, resistance will get to you and it will try to stop you, block you, hold you back. Number 10, any act that entails commitment of the heart. The decision to get married, to have a child, to weather a rocky patch in a relationship. Number 11, the taking of any principled stand in the face of adversity. In other words, any act that rejects immediate gratification in favor of long-term growth, health, or integrity. Or expressed another way, any act that derives from our higher nature instead of our lower. Any of these will elicit resistance. Now, and then it goes into what are some characteristics of resistance. Like it says, it's very insidious, it's very internal. So it says like this: resistance seems to come from outside ourselves. We locate it in spouses, jobs, bosses, kids, peripheral opponents. As Pat Riley used to say when he coached the Los Angeles Lakers, resistance is not a peripheral opponent. Resistance arises from within. It is self-generated and self-perpetuated. Resistance is the enemy within. So even the mispronunciations I now have is like a resistance from me to just turn this recording off and just start full again. But then you won't ever have a recording. So but what I'm doing is I'm just after the recording experimenting with Opus clips, and sometimes it can help me out with the AI to just clip out the mistakes I would do, or some pauses it will like cut out. So I'm experimenting with this AI function of Opus clips to see how he will be fixing a few of the mistakes, and a few of the mistakes I will just keep them in the recording. So it says resistance is very insidious. It's impersonal. It's universal. So it says we are wrong if we think we are the only ones struggling with resistance. We are not the only one. It says everyone who has a body experiences resistance. Yeah? So you are not alone in this. I am not alone in this. It says resistance never sleeps. Resistance plays for keeps. It says resistance is fueled by fear. It says resistance has no strength of its own. Every ounce of juice it possesses comes from us. We feed it with power by our fear of it. Master that fear and we conquer resistance. It says resistance only opposes in one direction. Resistance obstructs movement only from a lower sphere to a higher sphere. So when you are trying to go from maybe broke to wealthy, you will encounter a lot of resistance. Yeah, even your surroundings, even family members or friends will try to hold you down with their new attitude towards you, and you are just minding your own business, but they see that you are developing yourself and growing, and they sometimes unconsciously want to pull you back down. So you see, it's all the resistance will always come when you are trying to go from a lower sphere to a higher sphere, from something that is not benefiting you to something greater that will be benefiting you and the next generation, etc. Yeah. So it says it kicks in when we seek to pursue a calling, maybe in the arts, launching an innovative enterprise or business, or evolve to a higher station morally, ethically, or spiritually. So it says if you are in Calcutta working with the Mother Teresa Foundation and you are thinking of bolting to launch a career in telemarketing, it says relax. Resistance will give you a free pass, because then you will be going from a high sphere to a lower sphere. Yeah, so if you are already working with the Mother Teresa Foundation, then you are the high sphere. And if you want to do something that's lower sphere, well, resistance won't resist you. Because, okay, you are not going to do anything against me or the betterment of the world, so we'll just give you free pass. So that's how resistance works. But it says to overcome it, we have to embody the professional identity, because it says all of us are professionals in one area, like our jobs, for example. We get a paycheck, we work for money, we are professionals. Now, are there principles we can take from what we are already successfully doing in our workday life and apply it to our artistic or entrepreneurial aspirations? What exactly are the qualities that define us as a professional? Well, number one, we show up every day. Number two, we show up no matter what, no matter how we just show up to our work. Number three, we stay on the job all day, no matter what. The next page is page 70. Number 4, we are committed over the long haul. Number 5, the stakes for us are high and real. This is about survival, feeding our families, educating our children. It's about eating. So number 6, we accept remuneration for our labor. Number 7, we do not over-identify with our jobs. Number 8, we master the technique of our jobs. Number 9, we have a sense of humor about our jobs. Number 10, we receive praise or blame in the real world when we do our work good or bad or in between. Yeah. So it encourages us and challenges us to take a more professional identity towards our content that we are creating, or business and entrepreneurial endeavor, like what we're doing right now. If you are starting or if you want to start a digital online business, then to do it as a professional. So just show up every day and just do it. Yeah. And that's the attitude I have to remember myself also to incorporate and embody. Every day I have to remember myself again to do that. And that's what I'm also doing. So there was a very successful and well-known copywriter called Eugene Schwartz. Yeah. And what he does or did is every day he sets his timer for 33 minutes and 33 seconds, and then he just sits down with anything else just to force himself to write. It's his writing session. He just forces himself to just write. And it says he utilized the specific duration as part of his productivity technique, working intensely for 33 minutes and 33 seconds before taking a short break. This approach helped him maintain focus what we all need, and efficiency in his writing tasks. Yeah, he was one of the best renowned copywriters. Yeah, so copywriting is also a sub skill that you learn when you learn digital marketing or the business of online business. So, but also the author, Steven Pressfield of this book, he also says that every morning at 10:30 in the morning, every day, he sits down to write and doesn't stop until he is exhausted or starts making typos. And that could take him usually 3 to 4 hours before that happens. So he will be 3 to 4 hours just sits down and don't let anything else interrupt him, and he doesn't like stand up before he is fully exhausted or starts to make typos. So says Pressfield doesn't care how many pages he has produced or if his writing is any good. All that matters, he says, is I put in my time and hit it with all I have got. All that counts is that for this day, for this session, I have overcome resistance. So this author of this book, The War of Art, he struggled also with the resistance. That's why he wrote this book. A very powerful quote from this book, and this to end this video. He says, two quotes. When we sit down each day and do our work, power concentrates around us. We become like magnetized rod that attracts iron filings. Ideas come, insights accrete, he says. And the second quote is very powerful. He says, if you were meant to cure cancer or write a symphony or crack cold fusion and you don't do it, you not only hurt yourself, even destroy yourself. You hurt your children, you hurt me, you hurt the planet. Because creative work is not a selfish act or a bid for attention on the part of the actor. So the work that we are doing as content creators is not a selfish act for the benefit of other people. We are blessing other people with our thoughts, our perspective, and our knowledge. So as he says, it's a gift to the world and every being in it. Don't cheat us of your contribution. Give us what you have got. So this is the thought for today. Are you going to cheat yourself, other people, and the planet of your contribution today? If you don't post that content that you feel to post, if you don't start that hobby that you feel to start, if you don't work on that dream that you feel to work on, you are not cheating only yourself, but also us, the world. You're cheating of your contribution. So if you would like to learn how to create a digital business of your own, look into the description box for more information. See you on the next video.